So in the previous recording, we haven't really used any writing annotation. If we want to do this without pen software, when I say without pen software means I'm not doing any additional installation of a pen software like OneNote. So I'm just having PowerPoint and I want to use the pen. Is it possible? So for that, as I mentioned earlier, Bamboo tablet lets you write nicely like I am writing here. This, if you buy, once you plug it in, it works automatically. There isn't really much for you to do. It is basically a plug and play. And whatever you write on the tablet is what is going to display on the screen. But this requires some practice. I would suggest that you practice it for 5-10 minutes so that your writing is clean. So when you begin, for example, if I'm writing my name, when you begin, it'll be something like this. But when you practice, you should be able to write it nicely like this. One other thing to note with PowerPoint is that sometimes people want to write notes. In this particular case, as you can see, these are filled slides of a PPT which has lot of text on the slides. But if you want to generally write your own notes, you can also use empty slides within the PowerPoint. And then, so imagine this is an empty slide from this point on. You can view this as a whiteboard and then you can draw figures and start explaining to students. So this also, while you require a Bamboo tablet to facilitate this neat and crisp writing, you really do not need an additional software like OneNote. If you don't have Bamboo tablet, then also it is okay, but you may not be able to write like this, but you can still underline like this using your mouse. Again, let's see this in action. These are again for your reference. Now coming to the pen option. So again, let me show how pen. So I'm going to start recording from current slide. Start recording. So this is the screen. Now I'm going to right click. So this is my cursor. I'm going to right click. It's going to show these options where pen options is also there. Here I can choose a pen. I'm choosing this pen. The cursor will now become a red dot. Okay. And if you do not have Bamboo tablet, that is without Bamboo tablet, you have to use the mouse. I really cannot show this to you on the screen, but what I'm basically doing is I'm doing a left click on the mouse and I'm dragging on the pad, and this gives me an underline. This I have done without the Bamboo tablet. But if you have a Bamboo tablet, you can just choose the pen and start writing whatever you want. Let's say I'm not happy with this writing. I want to erase it. Again, right click. You can see the pointer option. There is an eraser here. You can choose whether you want to erase all ink on the slide or just some specific thing. I'll use a specific thing. And you can see an eraser button. So I just need to take it to the writing and click on it. It will erase like this. Click on it, it will erase. There are some keyboard shortcuts to this also. If you don't want to right click, select the pointer option and so on, you can always use these shortcuts, where right now I'm not right clicking, I'm just doing Control P. It changed to pointer. I do Control E. There is nothing to erase, so let me draw something, and now I do Control E. It gave me an eraser to erase it. And if I draw many things and I want to erase everything, I just need to press E. It will erase everything on the slide. So these are basically some shortcuts which if you remember, it makes things easy. If you don't remember, you can always right click, go to these pointer options, select what you want and do it as well. Specific to the pen marking, as you can see, the slide has lot of pen markings and you in the PPT, and sometimes it is nice to share these with your students. because the students may also want to look at the slides along with these writings. If you want to save your pen annotations in PPT, so you have to go to Save As, select whatever folder, and here you select PDF, and then options here, and you have to do this include comment and ink markup. If you don't select this, it won't include it. If you select it and press OK and save, it is now going to generate a PDF file. If you click the save, it is going to generate a PDF with the ink markings. You can name the file whatever you want. And then save it. Sometimes you may not be happy with the annotations you have made. You may want to remove all the annotations within the particular slide. For that, you have to click on Review. There is this thing called Delete here. And when you press this, it will ask you whether to delete all comments and ink in this presentation. This slide does not have any ink, but if I were to select this and click on this, you can delete all comments and ink on this specific slide or in the entire presentation. You can choose accordingly and it will delete. So this is also something useful to know. Let's say you're done with your PowerPoint recording. There are two things you can do. One is you can share the entire PPT itself as a file with your students, and all the student needs to do is click on the slideshow and then select this option called From Beginning, and it will just play the slideshow along with the audio. They can listen to the audio while going through the slides. This definitely produces a small size file compared to you exporting it to videos. But remember that when you share your PPT, you are actually sharing an editable file, which means the students can make changes to it and redistribute to others and so on. So this is definitely one option which is good if you want to share files with students of small size. But if you really want to create a video and upload it on some learning management system or on YouTube or any other place, you basically need to choose File Export. Again, let's see this in action. Now that you have done your recording of the PPT has some pen annotations and as well as some audio files associated with it. You can just save the particular file by clicking here and share it with your students. We talked about this already. In order to create a video though, you have to select File, this Export, and here is the option Create a Video, and here you have certain choices to make. This decides the size of your video file. If you choose presentation quality, this produces very large files. This is something you probably don't want. You can choose internet quality, which produces medium size files. You can play around with it, but all said and done, PowerPoint does generate very big files. You will have to use OpenShot to reduce the files. So you have to make some choice. I'm selecting this choice. Even this, use recorded timing and narration. That means how much ever time you have spent on a slide, it will wait on that particular slide for that much duration, and then click on Create Video. This is going to create a video. Here you have an option of selecting what type you want. Often we choose MPEG-4, and you can give the name of the file here and then click on Save. So to summarize, recording with PowerPoint is quite simple as we saw. By the way, if you want to insert LaTeX within your PowerPoint, I'm not talking about pen and notes. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having math equations as part of PowerPoint. There is a Iguana plugin that you can install. You can access it here. So this way you don't really require a pen. You are already including math equations as part of the PPT itself. I would like to again emphasize one other problem with PowerPoint. This is something for you to keep in mind, which we saw in the previous recording also. When you move back and forth across slides, it overwrites. In other words, there are instances where when you are telling something in slide 5, you may want to go back and show something in slide 2. In other words, because the slide 5 is dependent on slide 2, you may want to go back, show some diagram or something in slide 2, come back and then proceed from slide 5 on. If you use something like OBS, this is fine. You can potentially do this. But if you are using PowerPoint, when you go to the slide 2, whatever recording you had earlier made in slide 2, it is going to overwrite. So that is a problem with PowerPoint. In other words, PowerPoint ensures that each slide has a video, has an audio associated with it. If you revisit the slide again, this audio is overwritten. So this is something to keep in mind, and this also I mentioned earlier. It produces large size videos which you may have to reduce through OpenShot. For simple things, PowerPoint may very well suffice, in which case you don't have to bother with OBS software.